Y'all ain't loyal. Oh, y'all ain't loyal. Yeah. Let me see. Just got rich. Took a broke spit. How you doing? I could make a broke bit rich, but I don't broke bit. When the rich ain't want you, and you can't do nothing for you. Oh, D.O. ain't loyal. Whoa. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, yeah. We are back out here on the trail, man. Mr. Go Blue, what up? It's a great day to be great. Facts. Monogamous player. Good miles and everyone. Good morning. What up? What up? We out here back on the trail, man. Another beautiful day in the heaven, in the here and now. Heaven in the here and now. Monogamous player said, Miles, I appreciate you for speaking about gratitude, being grateful no matter the circumstance on yesterday's show. You're right. Choosing to be grateful can bring so many positives. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm telling you, man. Gratitude is literally the best attitude. Chris says, I'm learning every day. It's about having pleasant experiences with women you interact with, not bagging and tagging every broad you run into. Of course, you wanna learn how to create positive experiences with not just women, but everyone you meet. Because remember, building up the skill of human interaction is for you to understand how to interact with your own family. I mean, not all of us are gonna get married and have kids. I understand that, but if you do end up having kids, remember you probably gonna have boys and girls. So you need to know how to deal with them in order to have a good family. And in general, you need to learn how to deal with all types of people. So when we tell y'all to go out and holler at 25, it's not always just about again, it's not about the females, it's about you building your skills to be sociable, to realize how to create positive interactions. Even if you come across a chick that's trying to, because as a lot of chicks be like that, they try to embarrass a nigga and all that other type of shit, but it's still up to you to learn how to embrace the situation and still take away positive aspects from the situation and learn how to switch your perspective and create positive interactions regardless of what happens. And that's a skill within itself. So when you reach that point, you never worry. That's what a lot of you guys are like, how do I get over my fear of rejection? You get over your fear of rejection, you get over your anxiety of approach anxiety and all that. You get over that by learning how to shift your perspective, that no matter what another person says, it could never ruin your day because you just have a handle on your own positive gratitude and perspective. You see what I'm saying? That's how you do that. But again, it's not going to happen unless you're willing to put in the work, make the sacrifice, approach all these different type of people, including a bunch of women, but not limited to a bunch of women. Y'all see me out here every day. I'm saying good morning to people. Every once in a while I might have a conversation back and forth with somebody. Some people in this park I see all the time and I know them and I have back and forth conversations. Good morning. William Kime says, I'm in the back 40 fixing some fences for the horses, listening to the game. Yes, sir. What's going on, bro? William Kime in the building. Monogamous player says, I know I bring up that a lot, but it's truly something I'm working on every day because it's so easy to be self-centered and focus on shortcomings, but it's so beneficial to seek the fullness of things. Yep. William Kime says, I know I've had experiences where a woman may have told me that she's not interested in seeing me again. And because of how I respond, she thanked me for not getting angry. And even a few came back. Exactly. Women, look, you carry yourself with a certain level of strength. Because a lot of times when a woman says she's not interested, a lot of times it's not that she's not interested, it's that she's apprehensive and afraid because she's dealing with a man. Guys, we can do terrible things to these women. That's a fact. You understand? So sometimes when they express disinterest, a lot of times it's not just disinterest, it's fear. It's fear of the unknown. They don't know you. They might not trust you, whatever. But if they see that you respond a certain way, sometimes they could be like, look, I'm sorry. I was just kind of, being cautious because I had bad experiences, but you seem like a nice guy. Let's try it. Let's do it. Blah, 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 blah. It happens just like that. But again, you got to keep a calm head. When you get all bent out of shape about quote unquote rejection, that's when the woman is like, yeah, see, I knew I wasn't supposed to go out with him because he can't even handle me saying no. So that's why I don't want to deal with him, because if I make him mad, he might do something to me. You see what I'm saying? That's how women think, especially in the way the world is today, where they've been trained to fear men even more. That's why you hear women talking about, They'd rather be stuck in the woods with the bear than a man. And I'm not saying any of that is justified. I'm just saying in order to recorrect the narrative, we as men have to be in that responsible leadership role position to make sure we carry ourselves a certain way so women understand that actual men, being around a man is a quality beneficial situation. But unless we carry ourselves in a certain responsible way, we won't be able to recorrect the narrative. Um, ST says, morning man, thanks to you, I got back into longboarding at age 30. That's what's up. Thanks to me? That's crazy. Appreciate that. I'm glad I could help to influence, man. Yo, I had a crazy boxing experience, man. Fucking I it's only the only people that's interested in sparring is like these 19-year-olds. These dudes is strong with all the energy in the world. I swear to God. But yeah, man, as we get older as men, you still gotta find you still gotta have a reason to challenge yourself physically and mentally, Shit, and spiritually. You gotta have a little bit of struggle. You gotta have challenge. It is what it is. Um, Monogamous player said, like an example of what I'm talking about is Dustin Poirier, who lost his recent UFC 302. Despite the loss, he was explaining to reporters how grateful he is despite his wounds and the losses he faced. There you go. Visitor 4. Good morning, Miles. Good morning, visitor. Monogamous says, sometimes I see fighter/boxers that lose highly anticipated bout because the blessing is next challenge that's face. The power, that's power to me. Of course. I told you guys a while back, your only opponent truly is you. The other person in front of you is not really your competition. The other person in front of you is just a representation of the things you need to work on. So if you beat them, that means they can't teach you anything that you need to work on. That's all that means. You winning and losing is really more of an ego thing. But ultimately, when you win something, like when you beat your quote unquote opponent, all that's really saying is that that particular person don't have nothing to teach you, especially if you beat them multiple times, right? But when you lose, that's a blessing because what's happening is that this person is showing you. Morning. Hi. If you lose to someone like in a boxing match or something, what that person is showing you is that you have things you need to work on, or maybe this ain't the sport for you. That's another thing they might be teaching you. Because if this ain't the sport for you and you really shouldn't be in it, maybe that's a blessing in disguise, letting you know that, hey, if you stay in this sport longer, or if you meet the right opponent, you might get hurt really fucking bad. So you might need to stop. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's information, bro. Wins and losses is really just an ego thing. What life is really about is experiences. And each experience teaches you teaches you more about who you are. Long says, I've noticed being grateful has me appreciative of my job and even more. There's people without work, and here I am complaining. Not anymore. Salute to the perspective. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. George says, don't die without ever achieving your highest potential. Exactly. MR says, if I walk into a building and all the people looking at me hateful looks, I'm not dealing with them questions anymore. I'm not dealing with them questions anymore. George says, talking failure personally impedes growth. Exactly. Charlie Kiefer, what up? Um, D1 says, what's the best advice to give teenager youth, even your son? The best advice, um, I mean, just to be grateful, man. Same shit we've been talking about since the start of this live, really. Just be grateful. Just become grateful, you know. Use gratitude in everything that you do. Because if you do everything from a place of gratitude, it's hard to lose. Because if you're grateful, even when things don't go your way, you're grateful for the lesson and you're grateful for the experience. Like I said, wins and losses is more of an ego thing. Wins and losses is more of an ego thing. But it is the experience that you cherish. It's the experience that you're supposed to be grateful for. So yeah, if I had a son, all I'm telling him is to be grateful. That's all I'm telling him. Be grateful. And everything else I say is an extension of that. Christopher and Miles, would you say UFC fighters hate themselves for the fact that they like to hurt or hurt others? No, Chris. No, 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 no. See, martial arts is not about hurting people, bro. It's not about hurting people. It's a contest. It's a contest of skill. It's just that the medium is the human body. Morning. The medium is the human body. So it's it's a result of the craft that you hurt somebody. But I wouldn't say. I don't look at martial arts like that. It's not about hurting somebody, bro. It's not about that. It's about a certain craft. It's about a certain craft that it just so happens that in this craft, in order for you to show your skill, you have to inflict damage in a strategic way on your opponent. You understand? But it's really not about hurting your brother. It's not about that. You understand? It's about a skill in the craft. So it don't you see that's the type of thing where you got to elevate your mind a little bit. Because if you still see UFC or boxing or any of those things as just one man wanting to hurt another, again, that's just ego talk. That's just ego talk, and you probably just like you thinking about it on a basic surface level with your emotions. Martial arts is not about hurting anybody, bro. It's just that that's a result of the skill and the craft. But it's not when you break it all the way down on a spiritual, energetic level. It's not about hurting another man. Um, Long Stroke says, "Hey Miles, when you respectfully escort women out when they're denying sex or playing games, do you double back later or vanish for good?" Well, again, when I'm escorting them out respectfully, I tell them whenever they change their mind, they got my number. So I leave it to them to holler back at me. That's all. So it's not that I vanish, but I leave it for them to holler back at me, meaning that I'm never gonna reach out to them. I'm never gonna call them up and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and all that other bullshit. Because they know that when they call me, it's because they trying to do what I was trying to do, not for any other reason. You feel me? So yeah, I don't vanish. I just let them know that if they want to spend any more time with me, it's on them. Morning. Monogamous says, "Wow, you're right. Wins and losses are mostly about ego. Is the valuable lesson and game soaked up to prepare you for the next challenge." Exactly. Thank you, Miles, for just talking about these things. Yes, sir. Duke Lux, what up? George says, "What are your thoughts on management balance between work, purpose, family, and friends?" Well, you have to prioritize, and then you have to give each thing attention as needed, based on your masculine identity, based on the things that you value, right? The things that are important to you, the things that you value, you have to set them in the priority order that they're in, and then morning, And then at different times of the day, you have to give attention to each of these. You have to give attention and energy to each of these things. And the balance comes in through time management. So you need to, if you need to set a schedule, a reminder, plan your day, whatever it is. But everything has a certain level of importance based on your masculine identity. And so you got to put in energy, time, and work on each thing as needed. Based, like I said, based on your identity, based on who you are as a man. So if your family is really important to you, then maybe you're going to prioritize that and put more time and energy into family. If your fitness is more important to you, then you're going to prioritize that, and so on and so forth. David M says, smash the like button. But anyway, guys, hope y'all remember I got the 15% Father's Day sale, 15% Father's Day sale. When you go to masculineidentity.com, you can order masculine identity soap and put 15%. Put the word father into the discount code area and get 15% off of your order. And the more soap you order is the bigger your discount will be. Morning. But yeah, man. That gratitude stuff, it is the best. It is the best. It's really the only thing that's going to take you from one level to the next. Because even if you achieve, even if you achieve all the money that you want, or even if you achieve, having sex and all that with all the women that you want, if you don't truly appreciate it, if you're not actually grateful for the experiences, then it's not going to have the same impact. Like Monogamous Player said earlier, it's not going to have the same fullness that it needs to have in order to be impactful in your life. You understand? Because look how many guys done called the show, and their body count is in the triple digits. Their body count, imagine, their body count is in the triple digit, but not one girl stuck around to be their lady. Not one girl stuck around to show them love, to want to be a part of their life. You understand? That's interesting. You had sex with 300 women, 400 women, whatever, and not one of them stuck around and said, "Man, I like this guy." Not one of them stuck around and said, "I like this guy, and I want to be with him, and I want to be a part of his journey." Not one. You know what I'm saying? They all wanted you for dick, but they didn't want you for nothing else. That's to me, that says something. You know what I mean? But again, that's where gratitude comes in. George says, more can't cure lack of appreciation. Exactly. Because there's people out there that are multimillionaires. But because they don't appreciate what they have, it's as if they only had $10 in the bank. Because of their own perspective of their situation and the fact that they are not grateful, it feels like they only got $10 in the bank. It's like no matter how much money they have, because of their mindset and their lack of gratitude, they always feel poor. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you could gain all the material things in the world, but unless you understand and you're grateful and all that stuff, it's not going to have the same effect. You're still going to feel like a brokey, so to speak. Khan says, I approached around 60 women for the past 2 weeks. Managed to give my number out to one. No one response. What should I do to increase the rate? Well, number one, just keep going. But number two, I'd have to know more details, and I'd have to be aware of your approach technique, because maybe there's something about your energy that doesn't actually carry through to attract the females that you want. I'd have to also know where you meeting these women at, things like that. There's a lot of different things you could do, but if I don't know the context of what you're doing right now, then how can I actually help you? Just just the fact that you hollered at 60 don't mean nothing. And did you have a specific plan? Did you say, what did you say to them exactly? You know what I'm saying? Did you say what you wanted to do with them? Did you smile? You know what I mean? There's a lot of different things. Hey Miles, I know you don't recommend it, but do you have any tips for approaching girls at work? If you need tips on approaching girls at work, my advice is to not do it. Approaching women at work is not something you do when you don't know what you're doing, or if you don't have enough confidence, or if you still need tips. Don't do it. If you need tips on approaching women at your job, then don't do it. Because what you're asking, see what way I don't fully understand is when you say to me, "Hey, do you have any tips on approaching women at work?" What you're saying is that the women approaching a woman at my job is different from approaching a woman anywhere else. And because you think it's different, I know that you don't have enough game to do what you're supposed to do. And the only thing you're really gonna do, because you're not at the level where you need to be, the only thing you're gonna do is fuck up the situation at your job, and you might get yourself fired. So just leave it alone. If you still need tips on approaching women at work, don't do it. That's all I'm saying, because that's where you make your money, bro. Big Bad Wolf said, "What's your thoughts on ego?" I need more context, bro. That's a big conversation. I need more context. AJ, I need you to make that question a little bit more specific, because just talking about the topic of ego, that's big. So that's too big. Pause. AJ Lino says, "Do you ever feel like the game is easy mode as you've mastered yourself, your program, and how you've created glorious world, immaculate universe, a sensational galaxy?" I don't look at it. I don't look at it as easy mode or hard mode. Again, easy, hard, wins, losses, all of those things. All of those things are ego, bro. And I guess that can answer your question too, Big Bad Wolf, as far as ego goes. But wins, losses, easy mode, hard mode, all of those perspectives and judgments is ego. What I know is when you reach a certain level of the game, and you understand gratitude. When you have gratitude, it's not that everything is easy, but because everything is appreciated, you always feel, or you always think positively about your situation. So even if you didn't quote unquote win, or even if things didn't go your way, I said this earlier, even if things didn't necessarily go your way exactly how you wanted it to go, you still feel appreciation for. So it's not about it being hard or easy. It's about it being what it is, and you taking positivity away from it. You using it as a lesson. You understand? So it's not about easy or hard. It's about having an opportunity to experience. Rusin said that's fair. That makes sense. Demetrius says that's bad business. Chance says, "Are you kidding?" Khan says, "I approach them mainly around." Khan, you gonna have to give me you're gonna have to schedule a consultation or something, bro. Go to masculineidentity.com. You can schedule a 30-minute consultation if you want to do that. Willie says, I can't really help you on here the way I need to, bro, because I need to know more about your actual approach technique and all that other shit. I'm not going to do that on the live with you texting me back and forth. It's not happening. Willie Berry Hill says, that's good shit. Big Bad Wolf said, because I see it's hard to deal with people attached to their ego while I'm detached, and it's frustrating. Well, Big Bad Wolf, Big Bad Wolf, here's one thing that you're missing. If you were truly detached from your ego, dealing with people who are attached to their ego wouldn't frustrate you. So you're already missing a step, and you're already lying to yourself. You're, we're all still attached to our ego, no matter what we think, bro. You're still attached to your ego. Because if you truly were not attached to your ego, you wouldn't get frustrated. Because even me, the guy conducting this live, sometimes somebody comes into the chat and it frustrates me when niggas come here asking, oh, people be mean mugging me, and how do I deal with respect? And then they try to fucking attack me because they don't understand themselves. Those things frustrate me, bro. So I still get frustrated because I still have an ego too. I'm still connected to my ego. You cannot totally disassociate from your ego. In my opinion, it's impossible. I mean, maybe you have some Nirvana type Buddhist guru dude out there that possibly could do it, but not me. I'm not there yet. That's probably some other shit where you could levitate or some shit. I don't know. But if you're still getting frustrated, then you're definitely still connected to your ego. So don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. And see, just the fact that you think that you're different from others in that way, again, that's more ego talking. You see what I'm saying? Crystal Player says, Miles, how you doing? All right. Miles, there are seasons in my life where I completely embrace who I am and don't care what people think. And there are others where I don't embrace myself and care what they think. How do I fix that? Well, the fact that you recognize that, excuse me, the fact that you recognize that is your first step, and that's a good thing. So start there. Try to notice when and where. Try to notice when and where you you have these type of seasons, and try to notice when and where you have the other type of seasons, and then ask yourself, what's the difference? Try to realize the difference. Ask yourself what's going on with yourself within those seasons, and hopefully you'll find an answer. But you got to be honest with yourself. George said, any book recommendations on elevating your leadership? I always recommend this book called Conversations with God. Conversations with God. Neil Donald Walsh. Big Bad Wolf says, that's true. Why can't fully detach from ego, even though I know I'm not body or race or gender, I'm God experiencing himself? Because ego is another avenue to experience yourself as God. You understand? It's another avenue of experience. You understand? Not everything about being human is perfect. You understand? So you need to deal with all aspects of the experience of being human, and ego is a part of that. Ego is an avenue of experience. So as long as you're human, more than likely you'll still have some attachment to ego, because ego is not all bad. Ego is not all bad, guys. Let's be clear. Ego is not all bad. But at the same time, we got to understand that everything has pros and cons, and ego is a part of the experience. But the thing is, it's not just about the experience. It's about the understanding that comes through the experience. And this is why I talk about you. When you grow your masculine identity, it's you learning who you are in different experiences. ST says, check out Astral Doorway, Open Chakras. He goes over this ego on the solar chakra. It isn't the full answer, but it's good information that could help you find the answers. It's all on you. And that's something I say on these lives pretty much every day. The styler says, guys that are in this chat that's in the gym, don't holler at girls there. Focus on your workout. Cut mine short because I got to go to work soon. There you go. Isn't there a movie on Netflix on Conversations with God? There might be. I don't know. I just know about the book. I just know about the book. June Sports, respect. But of course, you could go to Netflix and search whatever you want to do. Demetrius says wasting time is a part of life. Well, it's if you see it as a waste. It's how you see it though. Because I could say I'm wasting time on this live talking to y'all. I could say that, but do I truly believe that? No, because it's my perspective to get on here and do this to facilitate a message. But other people might look at me and be like, "Oh, look at that guy. He's on YouTube Live. Why is he wasting his time?" It's all about perspective. So, when you say something's a waste of time, that's depends on how you see it. How you doing? BDP Honorot. Good morning. John says, "Oh snap, Miles, what's up? Was just scrolling through all the crazy ass YouTube lives and finally heard a familiar voice." All right. Willie Barry Hill, what up? Wayne Dyer said, "Ego means edging God out." That's a good analogy. Morning. Um, Khan, is the 60-minute coaching sessions including masculine identity membership, premium coaching package, or is it phone? It's phone. It's phone. All those are phone. If you want to do video, you gotta, because if I'm doing video, that means you're getting completely. Nah, video is always more, bro. So we can't do that on the membership like that. John says nah. Plus you exercising. Demetrius says never care what others think. Well, and Demetrius, I challenge you to change your words around and say, only care what you think. Only care what you think. Because what you're doing with this statement there of never care what others think is you are still speaking on what others think, and you're using negatives. You're using negatives in your language. So in order to make your language more efficient, instead of saying never care what others think, say only care what you think or only care what I think. We got to be conscious. We got to be conscious with the words that we choose. George says ego is a lens we use to assess others in relations to self. Ego is only good versus bad based on maturity and understanding. Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it too. The stylist says, what if you don't need a car, but I want one? Is anything wrong with that? No, there's nothing wrong with that. Wanting a car means you don't need a car, but you want a car because you want to have the experience of having a car. But also know that the experience that you desire comes with a lot of different things. Any experience that you choose is never just one thing. So you got to understand what your experience is. So for example, Destala, I know you live in a big city. So you got to know that dealing with a car in a big city is a responsibility because there's not a lot of parking, and parking is expensive. Insurance is expensive. Certain other things is expensive. So you could claim you want a car, but are you willing to deal with all the things that come with having the car? So, you could know what it means to deal with multiple women, satisfy multiple women, to have to talk to multiple women, to have to date and deal with multiple women, to deal with the emotions of all these different women and all that and all of this. So ain't nothing wrong with wanting it. Um, Desert Fit says, Miles, I want to start calisthenics channel in Germany. How long do you think it takes till I can sell my book daily? I don't know, bro. I don't know. It took us 15 years to do what we do. So if you're doing calisthenics, I don't know. Maybe it depends on how, like, maybe if you have a really cool physique, if you have a really amazing physique, or maybe if you can do really unique or physically impressive calisthenic movements, or maybe if your workouts are very effective, I don't know. I really don't know. But what I do know is that if you really want to start a channel, what it takes is consistency. Don't start a channel and then get discouraged and then stop doing it. If you really want to do it, it takes consistency, bro. It takes consistency, patience, and discipline. But if there's something about you or something about the way you do your calisthenics that's unique, that can help you to grow your channel faster. But consistency is everything when it comes to YouTube channels and all that type of shit. Demetrius says, good looking out. Desertfish says, I just wrote it. David M, positive affirmations. Big Bad Wolf says, true Miles, ego is a part of the experience. God couldn't have the full experience without ego. Exactly. Chris says, long as you don't want the car to get bitches, it's fine. KJ said, Miles, did the game make you look at certain music or entertainment with a different lens or separate the two? In certain ways, yeah, definitely. Yeah, like when you elevate your game in general, you definitely gonna look at things in different ways. And you know, and not to say that you won't enjoy those things, because I still enjoy, like, you know, ratchet music. I still can enjoy when rappers talk about gangster shit, shooting niggas, killing niggas, or doing something to a nigga that's trying to rob you or whatever the fuck, street shit. I still enjoy it, but I don't necessarily identify with it. I can enjoy it and separate it from my own experience. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you could see you see things slightly different and all that type of shit. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all see the sweat just from walking, get that good sweat, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, have a great day. Be good to yourself. Thanks for all the great questions. This was a really dope conversation, man. Super grateful for the conversation, man. Super dope conversation we had this morning. You know, share this with somebody if somebody that may need to hear this, somebody that's struggling with ego, somebody that's struggling with gratitude, all that type of stuff. Because we had a really good conversation on this one, guys. All right, so you have a great day. Be good to yourself. Remember, the truth is inside you. Go to masculineidentity.com, order Masculine Identity soap. Put the word father in the discount code section and get 15% off your order. And what else? Yeah, man, I'm about to cross over to Instagram. So if y'all want to finish up the walk with me over there, y'all could come through over there at Miles in the Game on Instagram. All right. So y'all have a great day. Be good to yourself. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.